Pastor Carlton Lynch is behind Reverend Al Sharpton's upcoming visit to Fort Wayne. Lynch says he ran into the Reverend when he was visiting Ferguson, Baltimore, and most recently Charleston, South Carolina. Now, after some planning, Lynch was able to schedule a visit for next month.
My hope is, even talking to Reverend when he touches down, is to let him know what's going on in my community, to see if he can address those things.
America's most famous and, in the minds of some, most repulsive race baiter will be in Fort Wayne, Indiana next week, called there by a local pastor who believes Al Sharpton is the answer to what ails Fort Wayne and the nation. And while he claims this was not about any protest, the Reverend has got himself one from people who would rather have vermin parade up Main Street than have Sharpton and his kind in their backyards. Welcome to the Hardline, National Advisory Board member at Project 21, a group that refers to itself as the National Leadership Network of Black Conservatives, and Indiana State Coordinator for the Tea Party Patriots, also a resident of Fort Wayne, Emery McClendon. Emery, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and I guess I need to start right away with your comments about the Reverend Lynch. Is he just simply naive? Why would he think that Al Sharpton is the guy to come into Fort Wayne, Indiana, and try and bring black and white people together?
That might be part of the problem. I think that they're not really paying attention to Al Sharpton in totality. Everywhere that Al Sharpton has gone over the past few years, riots and civil unrest have followed. So therefore, I think the hype and the hoopla of having him come to town has kind of overruled their common sense.
Now, let's talk about what you plan on doing, because the Reverend is going to be there on Monday. You plan to talk both before and after his appearance. Tell us about this.
Yes, before his appearance, we're going to hold a rally downtown, and we've labeled it All Lives Matter. And that's going to be a group of people, whoever wishes to come, along with pastors and so forth. And we're going to pray for the city of Fort Wayne and for all communities. And we want to have speeches, have pastors talk, and let people know that all lives matters, because everything that is going on within the black community all across this nation is based really on a bunch of falsities and lies as to what happened in a lot of these situations, such as Baltimore, Ferguson, and so forth. So in your opinion, let people know that all lives matter.
In your opinion, then, what are those falsities and lies?
First of all, the hands up, don't shoot. You know, that's a very dangerous thing. People didn't wait for the facts to come out to find out if that was really true. And after the grand jury came with their conclusion, they found out that it was not true.
What about those people who would say, and I know you've heard this, but a lot of African Americans who would say, wait a minute, we need to focus on Black Lives Matter, because that's what's been missed over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. That's the thing that should be at the front. How then do you speak to them and say, wait a minute, it's wrong to do that. We need to go to All Lives Matter instead? How do you counter this?
We counter that because all of us are Americans. We all live in the United States of America, and in order for America to be great and to continue to be great, which is the message that we were hearing during this 2016 presidential campaign, we all have to work together and realize that each and every one of us is valuable. The message that we're being given from the black community, with the people running around with their pants hanging down below their waistlines, with the morals that are coming out of these communities, guys standing around in the corners drinking from brown paper bags, and we know that those are not Coca-Cola products that are inside of those bags, are sending the wrong message. They have no hope, they have no jobs, they don't want jobs, a lot of them, and all they can do is stand around and wait for something to fire up so that they can be a part of it.
Then how do you then counter those people who would say, and again, I know we're talking about a lot of the countering side here, but this is where the argument comes in. Those people who believe in Black Lives Matter, who say it's the Republicans who aren't good for us. The Democrats are the ones who are helping us get the jobs and helping us make things right. That's why we've got to stick with Black Lives Matter. How do you change that thinking?
We have to start in the families. We have to start in the churches. We have to start in the schools. We have to let them know that America is for everyone. The American dream is achievable by everyone. They have to be re-educated, because over the years, the Democrat Party has taught our race of people, my race of people, I guess I should say, that you have to be dependent upon me. People like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and so forth. And over the years, 40 years plus, the same message has been preached over and over and over again, but nothing has changed. It's all about dependency, money, and power. So for once we change that, we change in the home, because the parents begin to teach our children that you are somebody, that you are a part of the American dream, and you can become American dream. Education, our churches, teach them that we need God, we need faith, and we need to believe in ourselves and take personal responsibility.
I have about 90 seconds left. Richard Sherman, the cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks, was enraged when he found pictures of himself being spread on the internet supporting violence against police officers. He decided to then come out, make a statement about Black Lives Matter and all lives matter. Here's what he said.
From personal experience, you have living in the hood, living in the inner city, you deal with things, you deal with people dying, dealt with a best friend getting killed, and it was two 35-year-old black men, and wasn't no police officer involved, wasn't anybody else involved, and I didn't hear anybody shouting Black Lives Matter then, and I think that's the point we need to get to, is that we need to deal with our own internal issues before we move forward and start pointing fingers and start attacking other people.
30 seconds. Did Richard Sherman just put it in exactly the simplest and best way possible?
Yes, he did. And he left out one thing, however, and that is most of the abortion clinics are located centrally around most of the black neighborhoods. Why aren't they outside picketing those? Where are the pastors? Where are the families? Where are the mothers? Where are those women that are hurt by the abortions? We need to stand up for all lives.
Remind once again that this is going to happen on Monday. The Reverend Al Sharpton is going to be there. You will then speak at a counter rally an hour before Mr. Sharpton speaks. We're going to follow up on this. And if our audience wants to learn more about what you are doing and why you are doing it, we invite them to go to nationalcenter.org and learn more about what Project 21 is doing. Emery McClendon, what you're doing is helping to spread the thinking that all lives do indeed matter. Congratulations on that, my friend. I'll look forward to talking to you again real soon. Good luck on Monday. Now, let's also give a little good luck to those who had to sit and watch through the debates this week, but those who also make us laugh about it. And goodness knows there were plenty of those. The political punching bag next on The Hard Line.